Die! Die! Why won't you die? Why won't you die?
He has the face of an angel.
Channel me a spirit.
The charm of the devil.
Hear me when I say he's evil.
And the powers of a god. Satan also has one son. Warlock. Rated R.
What are you sipping on?
Oh,
You
yeah.
better be sipping on something strong because this is a movie.
Oh, yeah. I got a little brew in here, you know what I'm saying, in my compass.
You got a little brew. I got a little magic potion brew. And I'll be honest, before we get into it, I did not know what the fuck a warlock was. For some reason, I thought it was a goblin or a ghoulie or something. And
Goblin.
something. Just the word warlock. You think of like a Quasimodo character, at least for me. I never knew that it was a male witch, right? Is that what it is, basically?
Yeah, it's a male witch, a warlock.
Yeah. So, what I think they said that in the movie too, because one of the girls was like, I think he says, "Is that a witch?" And he goes, the little kid goes, "Witches are girls," or something like that. The little kid.
Yeah.
And we just talked about streaming services, man, off camera. And even though I did pick up a copy right here, if you guys are watching on YouTube,
nice.
God damn, look at all that fur. Shit, man. Sorry, I hit you with some mochi. If you guys have cats,
power, you know what I'm saying?
if you guys got cats, man, the power of the cat right here.
You know what that is. You know, cats and witches, you know what I'm saying?
Right
And
here in the
warlock.
back,
That's right on there.
That's another thing, man. This movie opens up with they're about to burn some cats, and I said, I don't like that. But I actually found a DVD copy. Remember when I messaged you about this like a couple months ago?
Yeah.
I said, hey man, we got Warlock in the thrift store.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, what a find. I never seen the DVD cover. It was always VHS back in the day, I think.
Oh
in 88.
yeah, this one's pretty cool, man. And the tagline is Satan also has one son, which I don't is that a good? I don't know if that's a good tagline.
Yeah.
Satan also has one son. It should be like something like Warlock. No, Satan about to whoop that ass or something like, something like more fierce. I don't know. Satan also has one son. It doesn't sound like anything like, okay. And what else? Like, that's not scary. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Like God has Jesus, and then Satan has this one son, which is this random warlock. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it just shows him on the front cover like this with his hands like, like, all right, bro. I don't know what kind of movie this is. It doesn't look scary though.
Yeah, he looked like the game, like rap album, something like that. You know what I'm saying?
All you gotta do is put like an explicit parental advisory sticker right here on the side, and that's a Warlock mixtape coming soon.
Some gold rims, you know what I'm saying?
Man. Gold all in my rims.
Because that's his rap album, son. Yeah.
Yep. So Warlock, but I was gonna say, going back to, we were talking about streaming a little while ago. Even though I picked up that DVD, I was so damn lazy just laying in bed. I found it on Tubi. Remember I was telling you it was on Tubi, and the Tubi copy is better than the DVD one I have.
That's why I watched on Tubi. I was like, damn, this shit clean on Tubi for free. I just had to sit through a couple acts.
Yeah, I think it's you only got to sit through 30 ads, and then you forget what movie you're watching.
That's probably a good thing. But
yeah, this movie, man, it was something else, which is interesting because we had talked about. Oh, should I acknowledge that we've been on a hiatus for 5 months? Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Yeah,
back in time.
Sorry, we missed you last week, 5 months ago.
Yeah.
Well, we're back again.
Talking the horror shit.
What's that May song? Welcome back, welcome back,
welcome back, welcome back.
That was low key my shit right there. I didn't really care for Mace either, but that was Bad Boy came out with hits.
Yeah, they did. I can't deny them hits, but like Mace's voice has got on my nerves. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it was. Why you over there looking at me? Why your girl standing there? why you over there? And he always rap like this, like, you know what I'm saying? Like he like was on like the 10 no-dos and shit. I was like, I don't know.
Man. Well, he was definitely on something, because then he went, became a preacher, and then he went back to gangster rap. Now he's on a podcast with Cameron. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Oh, no, I haven't seen the podcast with Cameron. I heard they made up, though, so that's good. I like Cameron.
They made up, and now they're 48 years old making gangster music videos again.
Ooh. Shout out to the old 48-year-olds. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
I'm 47.
Man, I don't know, man, about Mace's life, but let's get back to the Warlock, which I don't think Mace would approve of. It's pretty satanic in this one.
He might be down with it. He might be a Satanist now. Mace might be a Satanist.
I think he saw Warlock and he's like, you know what? This is the right path. This is the right path, right?
This path right here, son.
But
this was popping.
Yes, guys, I'm so sorry. We've been gone. Life just got busy. Man, do you have any big news in the last 5 months? It was one of those things, at least for me, where I was just juggling a lot. I do 3 live streams a week, sometimes 4. I try to do a lot of movie reactions. It was just that plus juggling life. I recently got engaged about 3 weeks ago, so that's, a huge part. Thank you, man. Just trying to get bigger, trying to get better. And I know life moves fast. I know you were working on a project at the time.
Like, besides, I think when we were doing the podcast, I think I got busy with work too at the same time. I was just like slammed. I was just like, this is my office, you know what I'm saying, right here. I work in and do my YouTube channel sometimes. So I was just basically, I got a couch over there. So I was just basically working up all night, sleeping here, getting back up, getting back on the computer, grinding it out. You know what I'm saying? Did some pretty cool projects for ESPN.
Disney, right?
Yeah. Disney owns ESPN, so it was like Disney, ESPN,
right.
And made some people. You know what I'm saying? I was making like people and working with AI and all that type of shit. Not the evil AI. I told it what to do, but I know everybody gets scared and shit when you say AI. They don't worry. You know what I'm saying? It was
man. In the last 5 months, I will say, dude, AI has really been like the talk of the internet, huh?
Mm-hmm. Oh my God! Oh goodness! Yes.
As far as like just people making memes on it and people making songs from it. I've seen so many. They made what? What is it?
The fear of AI.
People,
People are a lot of people are afraid of it, or just don't understand it, so they're afraid. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It is some stuff that dangerous about it that can be dangerous, like that Chat GPT, bro. That can be dangerous. You know what I'm saying? You can tell it to write code. You know what I'm saying? Like, write me a code on the database of Apple, and it can do it. Well, you just type it in there. Shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Even worse,
maybe
man.
Not that easy. Yeah.
Even worse, man. I got some people that are literal thugs, and it's having Chat GPT writing their resume for them, coming in looking like they're like real blue collar people. Said, no, man, you've been locked up a couple of times, and you definitely did not write that resume. He's like, shh, they don't got to know that.
They ain't got to know. This should sound professional style, like Barack Obama, son. I'm gonna get the job.
The presidential speech writer.
Yeah. At least they try to get a job with Chat GPT. I didn't think thugs was smart enough to use the Chat GPT. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, let me get in this motherfucking Chat GPT, son. What up?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So I can get this check.
Gangsta ass resume. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, that's using it for good, man. Using it for good. But yeah, I don't fear the AI. I think it's going to be a long time till we get some Terminator 2 shit really happening, some Judgment Day stuff happening. But yeah, man,
you tell it what to do. You know what I'm saying? That you're still telling it what to do. It only knows the information that it knows. It's not free will thinking and shit. It's just not like that. Like, hey, I'm gonna come over to Dave's house and knock on the door and ask for jelly donuts. It don't know that. You know what I'm saying? Unless you tell it. But
right, there has to be the evil warlock gatekeeper, so to speak. I'm tripping off that cover, man. I'm tripping off that
H
Warlock.
to the OV. I used to sell Warlocks by the OZ. Yes.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
You're gonna get into the old what is that conspiracy shit that Jay-Z used to do with the eye, everybody looking through the triangle eye, the pyramid. But we are back, guys. I really want to knock out weekly episodes with you. I really want to make some time with it. I think we can, man. I think we can. I know there's no excuse. It was all me, guys, by the way. It was all me. And I had a lot of people, too, that I did announce that we were coming back as far as, in the chats and whatnot. And people were like, yes. Like I used to listen to you guys at work, at the gym, wherever, at the house. And they really did enjoy it. So that's great. Like, up, bro. Yeah, the feedback is amazing, man. I'll leave all of our socials down below, guys, especially if you're watching us on YouTube. You guys checking out the surroundings. But yeah, if you guys are listening on, audio, check us out wherever we are streaming on your podcast services. But we are going to be talking about 1989's Warlock because I don't remember which episode it was, bro, but we were talking about Julian Sands missing, who is the pretty much, it's weird because I thought he was a star of this movie, but he kind of, he is a star villain, but Richard Grant is kind of like the one after him, which I felt was like a little more in the forefront, but he's a huge part of this movie. I think a lot of people remember Julian Sands from this movie, even though we'll get into some of his other works that a lot of people, and in his life, but he did tragically go missing at the top of January, I believe. And it was confirmed about a month ago, his remains. So this is a story that we're actually following, and we'll get deeper into the details as the movie kind of goes on. But it was something I always kind of seen the cover for. It is a late 80s movie, and it's always on the cusp, man. The horror on the cusp of the late 80s and early 90s was like a shifting point. I think we had talked about this. Like horror in the 90s definitely felt different than horror in the 80s, right?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, in the 80s, we're pretty much pure slasher. In the 80s, that was a dominant force in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. The Jason Voorhees, the Chucky's, the Mikey Myers, the Freddy Krueger's. It was a gore fest for real. And in the 80s, slasher gore fest, which I grew up in. So like, yeah, hell yeah, bring that shit on, son.
Yeah. So you get, I don't even know if I would, because when I started watching it, I was like, I don't even know if we throw this in the horror category. I mean, there's horror elements. We're dealing with witches. We're dealing with warlocks. We're dealing with, mystic powers at work here, supernatural and whatnot. Are you a fan of movies like this? Because to be honest, the only witch movie I'm a fan of is Hocus Pocus, man. And that's a family-friendly ass movie. So.
Yeah. What you mean? Movies like this, like Warlocks? You know what I'm saying?
Like, just like supernatural, like, I don't know, just, about witches and all that stuff and goblins and ghoulies. And what's that one? Trolls, man. Trolls 2. Remember that?
Troll 2. That is the Academy Award winning movie right there. That's straight up Oscar bait. That mug is so trash, bro. It's so fun. It's trash, but like, yeah, I'm into occult movies. You know what I'm saying? If they make them good, you know what I'm saying? I think the exorcism movies nowadays are just getting played out a little bit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like The Exorcist Pope. The Exorcism of Emily Rose. That was a good one though. But The Exorcism of Jane Doe. You know what I'm saying? It's just like all these exorcism movies. They all seem to be the same and offering nothing new to the table. But you know what I'm saying? I did like A24. It's a weird movie. A24's The Witch. It's really hard.
I have not seen that one yet, man. I got to catch that one.
It's dark, but it's really hard to interpret what they're saying because they talking that old broken English, like from the 15th century. Thou thee, like kind of like they talk in this movie, but they really turned it up.
Is it like that Denzel A24 movie? That was the hardest fucking movie to watch ever. Remember the Shakespearean? Oh, Macbeth. Yeah.
I didn't watch that. Yeah, I never watched that. Yeah,
Bro, it's a great movie. God damn it. It's hard to understand though. It is the hardest thing I've ever, I had to, cause I was actually fortunate enough to get a screener copy of that. That's when I was doing all the, early reviews and whatnot. And they had subtitles. It was still hard to read. Cause it was like thou, they, thee, and a lot of words that were kind of metaphoric a little bit. So you had to kind of like break it down as you're watching this. It was, it definitely went over my head. It wasn't my demographic, but the performances were fantastic. Him and I think it's Frances McDormand was in it. But yeah, anyways, these kind of movies, I mean, they can be interesting. It's not my cup of tea per se, like my go-to as far as
it's not my go-to either.
Yeah, it's not my go-to. One I was thinking of right away that I actually kind of like, I haven't seen the remake of it, was Suspiria, and that was from the 70s. That's about witches.
Yeah, I never seen Suspiria. To be honest with you. I've never seen the one from the 70s or the remake. Yeah.
I believe that's Argento. I could be wrong about that.
I think you might be right. Yeah.
He definitely has a style. I want to look up. So 1977 was the original, the OG. Dario Argento. Yeah. He definitely has that style where there's like a lot of colors and the scores are very. I will say this: Italian films for horror, those scores are on point.
Yeah, especially D'Argento too, and then scores and the direction too. They was going out there back then. Have you ever seen Demons by Argento? That's like my favorite one.
I have not, and I saw all the four. Was it all the 4Ks came out for that, or there was like two of them, right? Two movies, Demons 1.
Yeah, I think it's 4K. Yep, I seen it on Amazon. I got to order that one. Yeah. Probably after this live stream, that just reminded me like I didn't order that yet. You can watch the one on YouTube. I think it's HD. You know what I'm saying? It's free. Yeah.
That's another thing too, man. Physical media is they're releasing so many old horror movies on 4K now. I'm tripping out how much there must be a crazy high demand for it now. High calling for it.
Oh, I cleaned up in the last couple of months, so that's what I did. Like collecting all my favorite older horror movies. I picked up American Werewolf in London Steelbook. I picked up Scream Steelbook. I picked up what else? Fright Night Steelbook. I picked up The Thing on 4K. These are all 4K too. And a couple ones I'm missing. I'm not thinking of the top of my head, but like, I gotta grab all this old school shit that I grew up in the 80s classics. You know what I'm saying? And the Steelbooks, it's real nice and shit too. The Fright Night one is my favorite one.
Yeah. I would definitely watch Fright Night again. I would definitely watch it again. Did you ever see Fright Night 2?
Yeah, you know what? That's funny you bring that up too, because if you look up the Fright Night Blu-ray like on Amazon right now, it's like $87 or something because it's like real hard to find. Yeah.
All right, so let's get into this thing, man. And I keep saying that because I don't want to shit on this movie too much because it did star Julian Sands, who just passed away. But I'm going to give my honest review, and I want you to give your honest review, okay? And it's no disrespect to the man or the family or the fans out there.
Shit on it.
Because I saw people like, yo, no one ever talks about Warlock or the disappearance of Julian Sands. Like, thank you for doing this. Like, I saw people like getting ready for this already. So I was like, okay. I didn't know what I was in for, really. I was going into this movie blind. I didn't see a trailer. I didn't see nothing. I didn't even know it had sequels, bro. Tubi has all the damn sequels.
Yeah, all three of them. Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll talk about that after when we get to the end of this movie about the sequel, because I'll just say I watched a little bit of it by accident. So,
all right, yeah.
So, Warlock, 1989. What do you think this got on Rotten Tomatoes? Let's just go to it because I like their scoring. As far as that's being sarcastic, I hate Rotten Tomatoes.
I say 40. I say 43%.
Okay, very close actually. 53.
53. All right.
53%. 6.2 out of 10 on IMDb. I usually trust IMDb a little more. Letterboxd gave it a 3 out of 5. So, roughly that 50% mark. But then Google users give it an 88% like this movie. Google users always seem to be just through the roof for some reason. Like it's like really high. I mean, can we say cult following for this one? I mean, with the rating like that, I don't know. Yeah. And like I said, sometimes when it comes to movies that aren't being put out like this every single year, especially since you mentioned, the 80s, late 80s were a time of slashers and, all these franchise properties that we have even to this day still now, all these monsters that are still being made into movies. I don't remember a lot, of movies dealing with witches and warlocks and all that, supernatural stuff. So maybe there's a niche market, I could also see people like dressing up like the Warlock, and whatnot in the cosplay. And then I believe Richard Grant's character, it was Renford or something, I believe. It was Renford or okay, here we go. Giles Redferne. That's who it was. It was. So, he had that get up and stuff looking like I don't know, man, what he was looking like.
He looked like a bootleg Highlander, son, with that.
Yeah. I have not seen Highlander either, but I've seen the pictures.
You
So
know
I know
what I'm talking about? Yeah, like with the picture with that fucking crazy looking mullet, son. Like, did they had mullets like that in the 15th century, son? All right, sure.
And by the way, if you guys are watching on YouTube, I'm going to throw up all the pictures and the references that we're talking about. So make sure to check out youtube.com/Flix Talk. But yeah, man. So this one, you know, I'll just get directly into it in case you guys have not seen it. If you guys are just watching it for fun, I mean, you know, we'll read the story off of what exactly this movie's about, because I did kind of take some notes along the way and whatnot. So Warlock is a 1989 American supernatural horror film directed by Steve Miner. Now we know that name, Steve Miner. He did Friday the 13th Part 2 and 3, House, which I still got to watch. Everyone, you told me before to watch House.
Yeah, House is fun.
And Halloween H2O, one that I don't think is up there as much as a lot of people like it, but you know, it is what it is. You like Halloween H2O?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Yeah,
is that higher up there in your ranking as far as like where they go in the order or no?
Yeah, why not? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, you got some real bad
motherfucking Q reviews.
Yeah, that's what I'm like, you got some real bad ones in there. You know what I'm saying? Including this new trilogy. So, like, yeah, Halloween H2 is up there. It's past Resurrection. It's past Curse of Michael Myers. It's past Curse, and then it's a Return of Michael Myers. That one's all right.
There was a lot of elements of Curse that I liked, but that movie was so damn butchered. And I mean, it's Donald Pleasance's last movie, bro, with him. So with I mean, just in general. So it kind of holds a soft spot. I mean, I know it has Paul Rudd acting weird as fuck.
I like that one.
Yeah. No, I like it too. It's what I'm saying. But it's there's so many cuts of that movie. It's just all over the place. You could tell that it was like a lot of re-editing going on or reshoots and whatnot. I think they took something that could have been good. I really liked. I don't know if you're the same, but I might be in the minority. I like where the Thorn cult shit was going. A lot of people don't like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
I really didn't deeply understand it. I think you broke it down before on one of our podcasts we did before. But yeah, I kind of forgot what it was all about. You know,
they were kind of just touching the surface in that movie, and I think they were really trying to expand upon it. Even in Halloween 5, which is like the worst one to me, it's got to be the worst. They really ruined something, because Halloween 4 was dope. Like that was supposed to be like. Oh man, you didn't like Halloween 3 because Michael wasn't in it. So we're gonna go back to basics, right? We're just gonna give you a straight on slasher movie, yeah. And
that's the one I like. Always when it's on Halloween, like it'd be on AMC and shit. I always be watching. I always watch that one.
That's a fun one. I really think it's like a fun, a spooky movie. It feels like we're in Haddonfield. Like it doesn't feel like we're in California. I'll just say that.
Yeah. Definitely the aesthetic, the environment is the Halloween vibe for sure. That movie, you know what I'm saying? It's silly, but it's scary and spooky at the same time. So I agree with you for sure.
And then they try to end off on this paranormal thing, and then 5, you know, the little girl's a mute, and it just doesn't go anywhere really. And then right at the end, Michael gets broken out of jail by Thorn Cult.
Yep.
And then it's like, okay, we're getting introduced to it, and then Part 6 was like all over the place. It's like. You know, and then you had the weird intro in that movie, and I don't want to go off on a Halloween tangent, but
and then you got Resurrection, and that could be a whole nother thing.
Trick or treat, motherfucker!
Danger chainment out this motherfucker. Yeah, so yeah.
And this film is written by David Thwohy. I can't pronounce that, or TWOHY, who did Chronicles of Riddick series. Okay, so you got a lot of people on here that have gone on to do a lot of great movies or not so great movies. Julian Sands stars as the title character, who is the son of Satan that travels from the late 17th century to the modern era with the mission of destroying the world. Okay, so without getting too much into it, were you a little confused by this plot as I was? In the intro, I mean, I understood things happened, but why did they happen like that? Why do we time travel?
Yeah, I don't know. That's just the way to escape death, right? That's only like they was about to kill him, right, and burn him over like they said the cat. Some weird, like why did they put that in? That's weird. Yeah,
they're always burning witches over a bunch of brimstone and sticks and shit, and all that. But the cat thing, I didn't know. I guess they looked at cats as evil, maybe. Or black cats, maybe. They were pretty racist to cats back then.
Yeah, yeah. That shit was weird. I was like, all right, that's weird. But what's going on? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? He's tied up in the cellar. He's about to be burned at dawn or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then he just like, oh, guess what? I'm finna use my warlock magic to time travel. If you could have did that all that time, why you didn't escape? That's my question. But like, all right, let's go.
By the way, did you see him in those toe shackles?
Yeah, with the nail in it and shit. That was weird.
That shit was kind of wild. And you know what's even more wild is that I was listening to a crime podcast today about the Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez. And did you know he used like some kind of thumb handcuffs on a victim? I never knew this. But his whole thing was that he got really into like torturing. Like he would even look up books at the library. I don't even know they had books at the library that focused on torturing, like medieval torturing. Wow. And
librarian, can you show me to the torture and murder section, please? Like, wow,
that's not a dead giveaway, huh?
What you got up?
Yeah, one of the pictures it showed like those toe, shackles, but for someone's thumbs. He put one of his victims like in the thumb, and it clamped on their. It was like handcuffs, but on their thumbs, so their thumbs would be together like this. It's crazy.
Oh, wow. Oh,
yeah,
no,
and it looked like it hurt, like it looked like jagged edges and shit. I said, man, there were some sick motherfuckers. But you always see those old pictures from like, the 15, back, man, the dawn of time of them torturing people and just wild shit. The depictions like in the books and stuff of all these torture devices.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
My God.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
We've come a long way in society now, or have we? Yeah,
no, man.
With AI, no, like that torture
with AI. They just throw people in jail now for 50 years, let them rot.
Yeah. Forget about you. Yeah, torture. We could torture you for the rest of your existence.
That's that mental and physical torture right there. So, this whole thing of the time travel, like, I understood about the page. I'm not gonna go scene by scene, but I understand the whole thing about having to obtain these pages because it's almost like a the Devil's Bible. I believe they said it was some kind of like the pages, like the I don't know if it was Devil's Bible or some kind of alternate version of a Bible, but it had the pentagram on the front, and he was just looking for the page. It was almost like a video game. It's like travel to the 3 points of the country, my son, and pick up these 3 pages, right? Then
And that wasn't even introduced at the very beginning. That's what I guess we'll get into that scene in a little bit. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean that was kind of like that was told to him through there's a scene where he the Warlock goes and visits a clairvoyant.
Oh yeah.
And which is interesting because they acknowledge that clairvoyance exists. And a lot of clairvoyants they just bullshit it. It's not like real. I mean, I don't know if you believe it. I personally I don't know what to believe when it comes to that stuff, to be honest. You have an opinion on that?
Oh yeah, in this movie, he did go to her, and she was like, "I guess we were gonna get into the scene, but I guess we get into it now. I guess."
Oh yeah, we're all over the place in this.
Yeah, we're all over the place. But like, he went to the clairvoyant, to find out what her pages was, and then like he called her on her bullshit. It was like, I'll talk to you when the real Azuzu come, or whatever the demon name was, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then she started having an orgasm and stuff like, like, why are you so sexual, bitch? You know what I'm saying? What is going on here? And then like the real demon comes through and gives them the information, and it's supposed to be scary.
So was that supposed to be a demon or Satan?
Well, I don't know. I don't even know. It was something.
I thought he was talking to his dad. I thought he said dad or something, or like not dad, but dad? Like father or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Because he called the devil a weird name. I guess that was the devil's name.
Yeah,
Izuzu or wherever.
Oh, okay, maybe because the whole thing at the end of the movie is that you have to say God's true name forward and backwards. I believe it was, and they show it. They show they don't show it. He's about to say it. Yeah, he's about to say it, but they start showing like these like little like letters start forming on the actual thing. I was trying to read it. I was like, whoa, how are they going to play this off? Like,
yeah.
But there was some entertaining moments in this movie. It's just that a lot of the, I'll be honest, dude. A lot of them were practical. A lot of them weren't. But like the flying, like some of the flying scenes were just a little, I don't know, a little hokey, man. They didn't look that good.
Like you could feel the wires that you're watching. Like they pull them off the ground, you'd be like, whoa, let me get my balance here. And shit.
And I know what our audience is gonna say. They're gonna be like, "Oh, in 1989, I was in the theater at 11 years old, and that scared me," and all this other shit. They're gonna say some shit like that, and it was groundbreaking technology and all this other shit.
Oh man, that shit was not scary at all.
No,
I can see the wire work. It was laughable. I remember watching this as a kid, like, oh, that was kind of cool. Now I look at this shit. It's like this shit did not age well, my G.
Yeah. Some of the music was hitting, I will say that. Like, it was pretty good. The one thing that really sucked me out is, okay, I understand that they always do this in movies. We're going to go to LA. We're going to go to New York. We're going to go to these big ass cities. I'm glad they took it to, was it Boston at the end? I think it was Boston.
Yeah, Boston, because they had to get on a plane.
Yeah. But they go to these mega cities, and at night, it looks cool, right? LA at night in the 80s, cool. It looked, when they opened up. Oh, a cool thing that I like that they implemented in California that I don't think the rest of the world even talks about or acknowledges is we have something called Santa Ana winds, which is it's a real thing. I don't know if you heard that at the beginning. It's basically these winds that come in from the desert inland, and they're like really warm, but it's like really fast winds that we don't typically get. So it's really windy and it's hot. So it's pretty like, it's unbearable. But they implemented that into the movie. Remember, he broke through their house or whatever, and they go, "Oh, those Santa Ana winds just brought in somebody."
Yeah, and I thought that was suspect too. Like, there's a whole motherfucking body in here. We're just gonna go to sleep and wake up in the morning and cook breakfast like everything's okay. It's like it's a whole body here. Should we call the police, bitch, or something?
Bro, they let him stay the night. They let him stay the night.
Yeah, it happens all the time with these Santa Ana winds. Like, what?
Yeah, he came in with the toe shackles, and they let him in. But
let him stay the night.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of a little interesting time just because I live here in California. But this is the thing. If you're going to do a supernatural, warlock, witch movie, sometimes the landscape of California in the day is not the best, especially when you're out in the sticks. When there's nothing out, it's not scary. Like they're driving by that barn scene where it's like very Amish, very Children of the Corn, right? Yeah. But there ain't no cornfields out there. This is not middle of America. It's not scary. So I think that's where they kind of lost me a little bit. The third act is kind of where it kind of kicked in, where they were in the graveyard and shit. Now that shit's scary. You got bodies everywhere.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I think for me at least, the setting does matter. They were kind of getting me a little bit involved, but like the scenes in the daylight with him flying over the crops, or I don't even know where he was. They were in some kind of they were in some kind of field, but it wasn't scary.
And the shots that they had these weird shots in here, just like it'd be like a dummy fly by, like by that camera, or he'll fly in
when it came in all fast, like.
Yeah, like fast. Like, what is this shit? This is like crazy. But you know what I'm saying? It's 2020. I know it's 88, but like, that shit look crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all could have did better than that shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like even for back then, though, that shit look like crazy, like the old George Reeves Superman shit. Oh my god! I was like, man, like, yeah, this didn't age well.
Yeah, that was like Superman 2, man. I just watched that recently when he's fighting with Zod and his crew, and they're over there flying in the sky like this, just turning in the midair. That looked bad, bro.
Oh yeah, even back then it looked bad.
And they just recently made all those movies in 4K, which probably looks worse.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, they got Warlock in 4K.
No, the Superman movie.
Oh, the Superman.
Warlock in 4K. I can't even. That's laughable. I'm laughing. No, man.
Yeah, I was thinking to myself, ooh, I'm not picking up that one, but
yeah. So just elements of once again Warlock, of him struggling, because it is a cat and mouse. That's this whole movie is just a cat and mouse game of Richard Grant's character. I already forgot. Giles Redferne, I believe. And is it Cassandra, the girl?
Yeah.
Who
and the fish out of water. The fish out of water story, Let's bring the crazy 17th century people into the crazy LA.
Yeah. And they're like, welcome to the 20th century. Oh, they're over there.
Could be crazy.
Yeah. They could have, if they were going to go that route, they could have made it a little more slapsticky. You know, like he walks into like a liquor store or something like, sir, I must, show me to the Warlock or something.
The Warlock, show me to the,
Yeah,
they could have really
and then the guy just pulls out a shotgun or something. You get the hell out of my store. Sir, you have a weapon of some kind in your hand. Do you want to do that to thee?
Yeah.
They could have played it like that. But I believe Cassandra was like the comic relief in this movie, and it really didn't work for me. But you know what? Looking at her resume, it's Laurie Singer, by the way. Let's just dive into these characters because some of them got some backstories, man. So Richard E. Grant plays Giles Redferne. He's a Swazi English actor. I didn't even know what Swazi was. I guess it's from like a part in Africa. So he's half Swazi, half English actor. Yeah. And he's still working today. He's still doing a lot of work today.
Yeah. Because I was saying he looks very familiar. Like I seen him, recently, this actor. We're talking about the fake Highlander guy, right?
Fake Highlander, man. He was in Bram Stoker's Dracula in 1992.
Yeah.
So
Don't
he was
remember
in
the character he played, but
he was in Portrait of a Lady in 1996. He was in The Serpent's Kiss 1997. He was in a lot of stuff, including TV roles of the show Frasier in 2004, as well as a series of unfortunate events in 2019. So he's still working, man. This guy's still working.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, good for him. Yeah, good for him.
Now, Laurie Singer, who plays Cassandra, she had a story where I was like, okay, this is totally like someone saw her on the street and was like, you're a pretty girl, let's throw you in a movie. But it goes a little deeper because she's actually a musical prodigy, if you can believe it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So she made her debut as a cellist. I don't know what a cellist is, with the Oregon Symphony at 13. Cellist? What is a cellist?
I don't even know. Sale list, like, I got it's a garage sale, so I got a sale list.
No, I obviously just see. This is what I thought it was, but my ass needs to stop copy and pasting and just start reading. So it's a person who plays the cello.
Oh, okay.
But the word is CELLIST. Shouldn't it be celloist?
Yeah, that's what I was like. Cello list.
But she was a musical prodigy at age 13. Yes, she was at the Oregon Symphony, and was subsequently accepted to Juilliard.
Damn.
Didn't Tupac go there?
I think so, right? Yeah.
I think he went for dance.
Boston? I don't know. Yeah.
I think he went for dance or musical art or something. Or, I don't know. Keep your head up, man.
Keep your head up, part. And then she played like a little bimbo in this one, kind of. You know what I'm saying? She
played a real ditzy role. That's what I'm saying. I think they hired her on the looks. But in the early 1980s, she signed with the Elite Model Agency before shifting her focus to acting. So she was a model before she was an actress. And a lot of close-up shots on her, I was like, I could see her being a model. Like, I could see that was probably her forte in the beginning.
Yeah.
The celloist thing, I wouldn't even have guessed. But they should have threw that into this movie. Somehow she plays like a little and hypnotizes the warlock.
Yeah.
Throws him in a little trance. He's just like,
what spell thou thee have upon me?
Exactly, man. But that's kind of her claim to fame. Well, this is her claim to fame, as well as being a lead role as Ariel Moore in the musical drama film Footloose in 1984. Do you remember her in that movie?
No, I haven't seen Footloose in so long too. It's like, so I couldn't even remember. I might have seen that once. Yeah.
So that was before this film. All right, now Julian Sands, who plays the Warlock, who we're here to talk about. This is the reason why we're talking about this, is because Julian Sands, man, is a hot topic right now amongst the horror community, amongst the film community, and he was born in Otley, West Riding of Yorkshire in England on January 4th, 1958. Very educated guy, went to college. He had a slew of, some indie films, but one of his first films was he appeared opposite John Hurt in the Swiss horror film. We got to find this. It's a Swiss horror film called After Darkness in 1985. Have you ever heard of it?
No. It sounds kind of, it's a really You know what I'm saying? That title could be anything. So I just don't know.
Yeah.
I don't remember it off the top of my head, to be honest with you.
You know what? I love international horror films. I mean, I know you do. You know, sometimes you get some good gems in there. I want to dig this one up and see if it's better than the Warlock, the acclaimed Warlock.
Yeah, critically acclaimed Warlock. Yeah, that's what we into today. Yeah.
Yeah. So he went on to do a lot more films, including a very successful role in a movie called A Room with a View, 1986. I'm sorry, and Ken Russell's Gothic in 1986. So he actually started, getting more popular, and he left England, and he ended up going to Hollywood to pursue more American films, where he appeared in Arachnophobia, Boxing Helena, and Leaving Las Vegas. So some big films there.
Yeah, that's pretty big ones there. Yeah.
He also played Eric, aka the Phantom, in the 1998 horror film version of The Phantom of the Opera, directed by Dario Argento. Full circle Argento, man.
Damn, back to Argento. No, I didn't know all of that. Yeah.
I didn't even know Argento directed a 1998 version of Phantom of the Opera. I kind of want to see it.
I think that one. Yeah, I know Robert Englund did one. Right?
Oh, really? I know.
Yeah. It might be another one too. Yeah. So I had no idea.
Yeah.
Of that. Yeah. Cool actor.
So here we go on to the reason that we were very interested in finding out about this movie, his works. So on January 13th, 2023, just over a week after his 65th birthday, Julian Sands, a dedicated mountaineer, went hiking in Mount San Antonio, California, in the San Gabriel Mountains. That's where I hit you up a couple weeks ago, or about a month ago, almost now. We were up in that, in Big Bear. Which is in that same same San Gabriel mountain area. The elevation that we were at was a lot higher than he was. We were actually at almost at 7,000 elevation, 7,000 feet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we were up there, bro. You have a couple of drinks, you feel it.
Yeah. That's cool as hell, though, bro. Yeah.
I believe they said that the elevation he was at, though, was about half that. It was about 3,500. And, he was up there, man. But it's northeast of Los Angeles and was reported missing later that evening. The investigation was hampered by severe storms. This is, I think, what ultimately fucked them up. The search was the storms. Because I remember at the beginning of this year, California had some bad storms, dude. We had some storms that we had never had at that time, like in history. Like, it rains occasionally, very, very few, far and few in California. But at that time, we were having like back-to-back months of rain.
Oh, wow.
And that's abnormal for us. So he got really unlucky in that situation. But severe storms that occurred shortly after Sands went missing. On June 24th, 2023, human remains were found by hikers in the area where Sands had disappeared. The remains were positively identified as Sands on June 27th, 2023. 1 month later, the cause of death was listed as undetermined because of the condition of the body, which is common when dealing with cases of this type. So it was confirmed that it was him. They don't know how he died. But I mean, the Mother Nature, dude, will kill you,
Yeah. Who knows? And then, that's scary, though. Like, how long was he alive for? Was he lost? Did he starve to death? You don't know. You know what I'm saying? Was he attacked by some animal? I don't know, bro.
There's animals out there. That's another thing too. There's animals out there too, whether it's raining or cold or whatever. There's certain animals that are out there, and if they're hungry, they're coming for your ass.
Hell yeah. Or he could have broke a bone or something, broke an ankle and just been out there with the storms. Who knows? That's unfortunate, though. You know what I'm saying? Because he was like a professional too out there with them. Like, he was a mountaineer, so he knew what he was doing. Yeah. So
that's usually how it happens. That's usually how it happens too, man. They kind of, I don't want to say that they push fate, just push it back and forth until it attacks on them, But I mean, this is something that if it's a passion, if he loved doing it, especially since I don't know if he was doing films up until this point. I don't know if he had retired from the acting world at 65. I believe they said it was 65, right? 65th birthday. I don't know if he was just enjoying, his time off, or if he did this in between movies or shows or whatever. But if it's in you and you have that passion to be out and about and do it, you're going to do it regardless. You know, you can't tell a person really, you know, not to do something. They're just going to go harder and do it. You know, obviously you got to be smart when doing it, but maybe, you know, he didn't see the unfortunate weather coming, you know, the unpredictable weather.
Yeah, and like you said, like we said, he's probably out there all the time. You know what I'm saying? That's what he do. So he probably felt comfortable. You know what I'm saying? But him being by himself was probably a big mistake. Yeah, he should have been in with at least somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
Didn't they find someone else too? I want to say.
Oh, you might be right.
I think they actually found another guy, but he was alive. I want to say. I could be wrong about that.
I don't know. Yeah. That's a good call. Yeah.
But we were talking about this a lot, man. You know, Warlock.
Yeah, where Warlock at? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, where the Warlock at? We were making we were just trying to be entertaining, guys, and we didn't know the final outcome. But it is an unfortunate, you know, situation that now that we know that, you know, he has passed on. But, you know, going back to this movie, there was elements that I did like. I really liked the third act. It kind of, I told you, man, I fell asleep a couple of times in the middle of this movie. Yeah. Because it's cat and mouse, you know. It's them trying to get to the pages before the Warlock does. Because once he has these, you know, 3 pages or 3 sets of pages, then he can, you know, cast out his spell amongst the world. This was an interesting twist, though. The ending, I did like the ending of this movie. I will say that that Giles, he says, I'm just gonna call him fake ass Highlander, okay?
Highlander, yeah.
I'm gonna say Highlander, man. I don't like the
Highlander.
I'm thinking of Guile from Street Fighter.
Sonic Boom.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say Highlander, man. He was like, don't read those pages. It's gonna uncreate the Earth. And all planets, like all existence, basically. Because he had told Cassandra, she goes, it's gonna undo Earth, and he's like, all planets. He was basically saying everything is gonna revert back to what, nothingness. I don't even know what what does it go back to? I don't understand.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, from my understanding, it just go back to nothing.
Just nothing. Just darkness. And and then when he was told this, when the Warlock was told this, he said that's like a old wives' tale. Like that's not true. I kind of thought that was interesting because the Warlock probably heard from Satan, oh, you know, read these passages and to bring me out or to bring me onto Earth, but the Earth is not going to undo itself. So they both thought it was going to go certain ways. I thought that was kind of interesting because that's kind of a way to trick the Warlock. I think if the Warlock knew that he would uncreate the world, he'd probably uncreate himself.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah. Essentially, truly just Satan's son, right?
Yeah, I mean, and the only one that would be maybe around would be Satan and God, or I don't know, or
Satan, God, and Jesus, right? Like, I don't know.
The son ain't even born yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, so how's that work? Yeah. I did like that third act too. They brought up some interesting things, and fake Highlander had the pages in his hand. You know what I'm saying, from back in the day. I like that. You know what I'm saying, that was kind of cool.
Yeah, and that whole graveyard scene was a little interesting. They tried to throw in some, like, you know, little comedy bits here and there from Cassandra that kind of made me chuckle a little bit. It wasn't anything like, I mean, this movie felt very PG-13, by the way. When it had the kills, like, it was not that great.
Yeah. I don't think it's not a lot of blood in here at all. And then when he threw the guy's tongue in the frying pan,
bro, let's talk about that kill real quick. That's the first kill. That is the first kill. I'm not looking at any notes or anything. I'm just going off memory. So this is a guy who housed him, first off. And the thing that he's really infatuated with, this guy's cooking up, I don't know, he's cooking up like some eggs and something else. And the guy's like, you want some? I'll give you some. I'll make you some.
Yeah, I got plenty of extras. Like, damn, you making a elaborate breakfast. You got fucking green onions out. Yeah. Scrambled eggs and all type of recipes. Like, is this dinner or is this breakfast? Like, shit.
Oh, yeah. He was a master chef right now. But the Warlock kept looking at his ring, the scorpion ring that he had on. Yeah. You know, and he couldn't stop looking at that ring. Now, I wish they explained a little more what the hell that was about, other than what? He just likes to be bling blingy or what?
He got to have his pinky ring, son. You know what I'm saying? Got it now. You know?
Yeah, man. Like, explain a little more why he... for us that don't know anything about witches and warlocks, like, is that just like a thing that they're, gravitating towards or what?
But yeah, the Warlock had to flex on him, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We had to see what, you know what I'm saying, what he's about. Like, you got to show us your big kill moment. And he happened to go off on the guy who was just cooking breakfast and threw his tongue in the frying pan for some reason, you know what I'm saying? That was crazy. So I was like, all right, Warlock might go hard after this, but he'll never reach that potential again, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I thought. He just jumps and just cuts his guy's pinky off right, like with the quickness, and I was like, okay, this is cool. Like, he takes the ring, and the guy though, they're like freaking out, and then he looks like he's about to make out with this guy. He pretty much does make out with this guy, and I was like, okay, is this part of the Warlock lore, or what? I'm like, what is happening here? I'm not trying to judge, but is this like is he gonna suck the life out of him, or what is he doing? And then he spit out that tongue, and I was like, okay, that was unnecessary.
Yeah. Just show you how hard I am.
By the way, when the cops come back around to that scene, did you see all the blood that was on the walls and shit?
Yeah, like the handprint, the blood here, like, and the woman was in the crib too, like nothing was going on. Like, and she'll see this whole kitchen drenched in blood, and you just gonna chill here. Like, all right.
But where did all that blood come from? Like, they should have showed it like spurting out like of his mouth or something. Like, it was all hanging on top of the wall.
It was handprints on the wall, you know what I'm saying, on the sink and shit. Like, where did all this happen? We just seen the murder. He just spit out his tongue and fell on the floor.
I feel like this movie was probably, let me look at the actual back of the DVD cover. It is rated R, bro. Why didn't they go hard and show all that shit? They could have went so hard on this, and they didn't. Why
is this rated R? Because of that, because of the cut tongue scene? Nothing go harder than that in that movie. That's the hardest kill in the movie, right?
Also, well, this is the thing. I feel like it was highly edited, and I didn't look into anything about this movie really, like as far as, what was cut or what wasn't. But, I mean, you know how movies go. A lot of times they'll, film gruesome scenes, and then the MPAA or whoever's putting it out, they're like, you know what, that's a little too hard. We got to cut back on that scene, right?
Yeah.
So there's a scene in particular when he goes to go visit that kid by the church, remember?
Yeah.
And the kid's in the swing.
Oh, yeah.
And it basically alludes to he's going to kill this kid. Mm-hmm. They don't show that, but they show the mom's reaction afterwards. What happened in that scene? I feel like they edited a kill out in that scene.
Yeah, because he was going to go after the church. Remember, he was like, yeah, it was over there at church, and he got real interested. Yeah. And then, he liked the kid because he said he ain't like church. He was like, oh, well, you cool. Let's play some more of this bullshit football game we got. Yeah. Yeah.
And they found out he wasn't baptized because his dad didn't believe in going to church or something, or he didn't believe in religion, which is fine.
Right. He eats them, right? He eats the unbaptized children, right? That's how he eats.
That's what they say. But if I'm not saying they have to show him literally eating a kid, but if they could show, cool. If they could have showed like some bloody clothes or something, and the mom wasn't even crying or nothing, like your son just got ate,
and boiled. You know what I'm saying? He did some magic, and you know what I'm saying, in this conjuring like this, and then he just like, you should see it's the fat coming out. Like he's eating these.
That's right.
Blessed children.
You're absolutely right. It was the fat. I'm sorry, I forgot about the scene right afterwards. It showed the fat like in a little cup, and he said that's what he needed to fly.
He needed that. Yeah, he was like, it wasn't really disgusting.
Which is fine. That's great. But wouldn't it be cool if, like, in that cup, like, it showed like the kid's eyeball or something, and he just like slurped it up? Yeah, I'd be like, great.
Yeah, that's there good. We go. Now we talking. Now we getting the gore fest. But we get this weird French onion dip that he was eating, and then he just. It's kind of stupid.
You might dip some crackers in there, some chips or something. I don't know,
Tortilla dog, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Get it popping. That shit look kind of good, homie. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about Warlock, that shit look good.
That's when you get that famous scene you're talking about, is when he flies past that cop, just that was so stupid, bro. That was so dumb. And why don't they show a close up of his face for half a second?
Oh, it's intense now.
Yeah, bro. He was going like Quicksilver mode. I'm like, come on, dog.
Like Quicksilver. Like, this is stupid. He had a stupid look on his face too. Sorry, Julia, you look stupid at that scene. Yeah, but that's the director's fault, not yours.
I will say this. I appreciate Julian Sands. Rest in peace. His dedication to this character, because I believed he was the Warlock character. Like, he didn't break character as far as like he had the same look on his face, He
had the same stagnant look on his face the entire movie. He didn't smile.
Like
he didn't really, what I'm saying, get too much anger. It was the same stagnant face throughout the movie. And I think that what makes the character work. Maybe it's just kind of cold like that, So yeah.
When he got stabbed like in the back when Highlander threw a damn spear at his back and he was like, he falling to earth and shit, and I thought he really showed some good emotion to his characters and whatnot. And before I forget, in the third, right before the third act, it's like right when they hit Boston. Okay, I didn't write this down, but I just remembered it. So remember when Highlander and Cassandra go to the church, that priest or whatever, and then the guy's like, okay, you got to go this, to find the third pages in Boston here, right?
Yeah.
And then Warlock finds out about the priest, right? The priest with his wife. By the way, I thought priests couldn't have wives, but I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, that whole scene was weird. So we get more how
yeah. So remember the house starts shaking, like some earthquake or something happens, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the door, the hinges start coming, like the bolts start coming out and shit of the hinges.
Yeah.
Bro, when I tell you, I was waiting for like that door to fly off the hinge, and it just basically he just pushed it open. I was like, this was the most anticlimactic shit I've ever. I was like,
everything was happening too. It was like crosses on the wall, shaking off the wall. Like,
the cross fell down. I was like, we're about to see some shit, and then he just pushes in the door. I was like, this is not scary.
Yeah, like what are y'all doing? And it was like a close up weird shot too of him just with that stagnant look. Was up.
See, I will say, I mean, this is the director of Friday the 13th. Bro, you're supposed to know about suspense and shit and popping up like and just scaring the audience.
He's just gonna pop up, like, yo, I'm here. So, even though this, big ass entrance, they're like, yo, I'm just gonna pop up through a side cut shot in the door, like, oh, here I am. He didn't try to grab nobody or nothing, like, yo, what up, though, You know what I'm saying? Where them boiled kids at?
They could have spent a couple $100 to hire someone like that does explosives or whatever, pyrotechnics, and put some explosives on the door so it blows up. That would have been cool. Yeah. And then he's just standing in the doorway like I'm like this.
Yeah, like this. How cold would that have been if he did that? It blew up and he came down cold. Like this, like Highlander and shit. Like yo, I'm like, yeah.
That would have been badass. That would have been. I would have liked that. I would have liked that.
I would have liked that too. But yo, it's this close-up shot of the door, and he's just like, yo, what up?
Push himself in like, where Highlander at?
What's going on? I heard there's some leftover lasagna here boiled with kids.
Y'all got any kids? I'm about to eat them.
Yeah. I like a boiled medium rare. You know how I do.
Oh man,
you got tortilla chips. I like to dip my kids. I like to dip my kids in them shits.
So, I mean,
I'm glad you brought that up, bro.
It's all coming back to me now, bro. Like all these little scenes are coming back to me. You want to trip out even more? I got to pull this shit up. So, you know that little kid? That little kid, man, in the Warlock.
Okay. He what?
Did he look familiar?
He did look a little familiar, but I couldn't call it.
Okay, check this out. I was like, this kid looks hella familiar. His name is Brandon Call. They just call him Little Boy. Okay. So
Little Boy, that's his name.
That's his little name in the little movie, right? So check this shit out. He was in a TV show called Step by Step. Did you ever watch that?
Step by Step. That's where that little mug is from. Step yeah.
Day by day. That TGI Friday lineup, man.
It's a special love full of family. Oh, I love them shits, bro. Yeah. I remember Step by Step, because they the one had all the kids, right? It was that Susan Sarandon in there.
It was the one that did the Thigh Master commercial.
Yeah. The Thigh Master, Susan Sarandon. Yeah. She had the Brady Bunch looking husband, right?
Was it Robin Thicke's dad?
Was it Robin Thicke's dad?
Alan.
No, that was Growing Pains. That was Growing Pains.
Oh my bad.
Kirk Cameron.
Yeah.
In the 80s.
But it was basically a family that had, the family that had kids already, and then she had kids. The father had kids. the wife had kids, but they weren't married to each other, and they come together, and it's all one big family, like Full House, basically.
Full House. It was like 24 kids or something.
It was something crazy. I remember I used to watch it. I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah, I would just watch it too. I just like that one.
Remember, it had the older guy, I don't know if he was a brother or a cousin, but he was like a martial artist.
Yeah, and he lived out in the van. Yeah. Lived out in the van. Yeah, he was a typer. That dude was cool. He was my favorite part of the show. He was sweet as hell. You know what I'm saying? Because he never really, you know what I'm saying, lived in the house. He'd just come in through the kitchen like, yo, what up?
Yeah, he's definitely a stoner character. Yeah, he pop up when people making food and shit.
Where them donuts at, though? Yo, dude.
Yeah.
Like, where's donuts, man? Fuck yeah, man. All right. Here's my muscles. I'm all scream, bro. Peace.
So
he was cool.
Check this shit out. I looked this up because I always like to Wikipedia, like what they've been doing in life, you know, like how their life went going after the shows and whatnot. So check this out. After taping an episode of Step by Step on September 3rd, 1996, this kid, Brandon Call, got into a traffic dispute while driving home. He was shot in both arms.
Damn.
What the fuck?
That's just so random, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, just shot in both arms and shit. Like, pow, like, it's freeze right there. Don't move. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to shoot you in the arm. Pow, freeze. Oh, I'm going to shoot you in the other motherfucking arm.
How do you get shot in two arms, bro, while you're driving? I don't get it.
I don't know. That's bad. That's some good aim, though. You know, they wanted to kill. Yeah, they Tupac'd him. You know what I'm saying? Two. It's two arms and shit. No, I didn't know that. Step by step. Day by day, shot in your arm. 2 day.
Oh man, and even sadder, bro. It said something like, you know, he ended up working at a gas station or something like. They found out. I mean, which is fine. I mean, I'm not here gonna job shame anybody because, hey, you know that that one guy from oh my God, was it the Cosby's
Cosby
or?
Show? Yeah, Alan. What was his name?
He worked at like grocery store.
Yeah, he was working like at a Trader Joe's. I know you're talking about Alvin.
Right.
Alvin from the Cosby Show. Yeah.
Yes, bro.
He was working at Trader Joe's while he was in between acting jobs.
Yeah, and people were clowning him. I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like that either, man. You go out here and work for a living. I got all the respect in the world for you. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if it's a dishwasher or you know what I'm saying, a programmer for Chat GPT. If you go to work, man, you know what I'm saying, I respect it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And no doubt, though. No doubt. Like that, like I used to wash dishes, busboying, you know what I'm saying? As long as I get some money, I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody's got to eat, man. Everybody's got to pay bills, you know?
I got to eat, bro. I don't care what it is. You know what I'm saying? You give me some money to eat, I'm good. Even if it's boiled children. Boiled children fat, got to support my habit.
Got to do what you got to do, man.
Yeah.
So, it says he appears to be affiliated with the operation of a gas station in Southern California. It is uncertain as to whether he is managing it or actively works in the premises. I mean, it happens, bro. You know, but I thought that was interesting.
That's interesting. Yeah, like maybe acting, it just what I'm saying, wasn't working for him for whatever reason.
He's married. He got shot. I mean, hey, that's fine. And they have a daughter. So shouts out to him. He got eaten by the Warlock. That's what happens sometimes, man. I mean,
yeah. You think he shows his family in that movie? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, like on Christmas, I was watching this Warlock movie.
Yeah. Maybe he wanted the Warlock to be the stepdad. I don't know.
Yeah, step by step. Yeah. It did, because he was cool with the kid. The Warlock was cool with the kid. He was playing the game and everything, and then he mysteriously eats him off screen. We don't see the death.
You know what I was tripping off too? If the Warlock, he couldn't go step in a church, right, and all that, how the hell did he pick up that cross off the floor and put it back on the wall? Does that make any sense, bro? It was like
no, it was a lot. There was a lot of weird shit that just didn't make sense in this movie. That's one of them. Yeah. He walked in the church. Remember, like you said, he opened the door, like, chill, yo, what up?
Well, he opened the doors. But he walked in their house. That was their house that he walked into.
That was the house?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He like just magically just opened up the doors and like that wind came in and then they're like, oh, he's here, he's close, and whatever. But what did you think about that third act as far as when they kill the Warlock? They hit him, which is interesting. I had to look it up afterwards because I didn't know that you could die from this. They stabbed him. Cassandra stabbed him in the neck with the insulin needles, but she filled it with salt water. Did you see that shit?
Yeah.
Remember she got thrown in the I guess it's I don't know if that was a lake or an ocean.
Yeah.
But,
oh, okay. Yeah.
But she stabbed him in the neck, and then I think they said something about seawater, or whatever.
Salt water. Dip shithead or whatever she called him.
Yeah. And she injected him with it, and the motherfucker starts like boiling, and fire starts coming out, and all this other shit, right? Well, I guess it makes sense because I totally forgot. This just popped in my head. I'm an idiot. They don't like salt. Witches and warlocks don't like salt.
Witches and warlocks don't like salt. Because you remember he was eating the belt. Like, what are you doing? He was chewing on the leather.
Like it was beef jerky.
Yeah, got to salt the leather. That was weird. You know what I'm saying? But it makes sense. You hunted a warlock,
which didn't even come into play. Like he whipped it a couple of times, like Indiana Jones. But I don't even think he hit the warlock. Did he? I don't know.
I think he whipped it at the police. You know what I'm saying? The police didn't shoot him in the arm.
What is that going to do if it's all salted up? Who cares about that? Like.
Yeah, we got these bullets, pow, 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 pow. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo.
Oh yeah, they hit him with the taser. Remember they hit him with the taser and he fucking dropped. I think that was supposed to be the comedy relief or something. That was supposed to be a joke or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they tried a lot with comic relief in here, and it just a lot of it fell flat. Like when he was on the plane, like he didn't know what to do on the plane. Yeah, I didn't think it was that funny. I was like mad corny. So which among us lighting a lighter? Like, oh, okay, that's stupid.
Yeah, and they had
the planes, you would be considered as witchcraft if you flew in one. And he's like, motherfucker, it's 1988. You know what I'm saying? You obviously not in your time. Don't be stupid. Get on a plane. You know.
Also, too, did they really feel why did they feel the need to show them just sitting in a plane scene?
I don't know. It went on for a long time. This is my weapon. I know not should part with it. Like, and then he gets on the plane with the weapon, and it's like, and the lady takes it anyway. Like, was the whole point of that, you know?
And then they show, then they show the warlock just hitching a ride in the cargo. Like,
he was in the cargo of the same plane.
I thought you could fly. What?
Word? Yeah, that confused me too.
This is how I travel faster.
Was he?
I got to get my frequent flyer miles in. Say what?
Oh shit!
My bad. What'd you say?
Was he in the same plane or like just in the cargo?
I don't even know at this point because they just cut to a shot of him in the cargo, just like sitting right there like this.
Yeah. How is he smart enough to know anything about planes? You know what I'm saying? Like he from the fucking 17th century. You know what I'm saying? How do you know to get to the flight to Boston? How does he know that?
Bro, but all I know is that when that plane landed that he was in and they opened that hatch, he went like this. Did you see that? They did it again. And then the two guys just looked at each other.
It was that side shot too. That side one too. Like, you can almost hear the audible sound, how stupid it looks. You know,
when he's moving, it's like wiggling. Like, it's like, why is he moving side to side? Like, why is he wiggling like that when he's moving? It's moving a straight line, bro.
Yeah, I don't even know. Why you use your warlock magic to fly there though too? But you flew sprint, so yeah, spirit. I'm sorry, he flew spirit.
I mean, you would think. I'm sure there's some witches and warlock spells that could just transport you from one state to another, but nah, you gotta. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't work that way.
You can sneak into the cargo. You know what I'm saying, and be fine. Back then, I guess they didn't have that heightened security like they do now. You can just sneak in the cargo. A full human being could just.
I mean, you could bring in a whole damn spear in that motherfucker.
Yeah, like, you can bring a spear on a plane.
Oh yeah.
A full deadly weapon that definitely stabs somebody in the throat in first class. You could just bring it on a plane. Oh, you made it this far, sure.
Right.
Man, I couldn't even bring I had my light, one of my lights here, like I had a tube light. They wouldn't even let me carry that bitch on the plane. They said it was dangerous. So I had to throw it in, on the cargo and find it. And it's like hard to find when you get off the plane. Like, yo,
how was it dangerous?
I don't know. It was just a light. I don't know. Maybe hurt someone's iris eyeballs or something. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not turning on a plane. I'm just putting it up. Yeah, I was shooting wind, and I was like,
oh, they're trying to make that money and somehow charge you extra.
You gotta check it. Yeah. I had to check it too. Like, you got to check this. Like, what the fuck is it? What?
That's
the light.
ridiculous, bro.
but that's what I'm saying.
That's
and
wild.
then but he can sneak into cargo, you know what I'm saying, and be like this, you know what I'm saying, the whole time. Shit, you know, so wait till I get to Boston, son. It's about to be on and popping.
Right. What did you think of when they finally killed him? Like those practical effects, as far as like when he's exploding and then he melts, his like skin is melting off, and I thought that was finally we got another cool practical effect. First, the finger cut off, and then the tongue, and then we got his melted body, where they like stepped on. It is goofy as fuck too. He's already melted. He's already done, and then his head turns and he's like looks at the guy, and the guy steps on it.
And he steps into dust, like the take went on too long. He steps on it for like a whole full minute. All right, it's just like we're not really like, you know, we're not disgusted about it. They just look stupid, like you're stumping out a coal or something. Just like okay, cut. You know, can we just do 2 stumps and move on? But no,
right.
That whole thing though into the air too. You can see the pyrotechnics, like fireworks popping, like that was bad. Pop, pop, pop. It was you can hear it too, like pop, pop. Like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you notice it. Like you could tell when there's fire or blood coming out and it looks natural. Like it looks like it's coming from flesh, right? As opposed to coming from like an electronic charge or something, you know, that's like attached to your body. Like you could tell, like
that was a charge.
It's like we're not made out of metal, bro. We're not like robots here.
With a sizzle. Psst.
Yeah,
but I will say the fire effect, the pyro effect looked good though. You know what I'm saying? When that fucking guy, guy was on full fire. Like, all right, cool, I'll deal with that. And then they have the stupid looking like a budget Hellraiser corpse thing.
Oh man.
It was wild. Pink. I was like, I don't know. You know, I don't remember this movie quite like this when I was little. You know what I'm saying? And I'm watching it in HD right here too now, so it looks different now. It's just like, ooh.
Oh yeah. That's another thing I always mention in my movie reactions, especially when I'm going back like in the 80s and whatnot. I go, man, thank God for film grain, right? Because they could hide all of this shit that you notice in DVD, Blu-ray, 4K. You know, you could hide all this shit back then with the film. Now you can't really do that. Even if you do a true, you know, film transfer, because I know a lot of people praise, you know, film transfers when they leave the grain in. Like I heard there's a fantastic a Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4K transfer where they left the grain in.
Yeah, and I want to say something about one thing about Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They don't have a lot of practical effects. It's not hardly any blood in that movie, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's like very, very, very little. So that, you know what I'm saying, it's more of the idea, like Blair Witch. It's more of the idea of being scared of actually seeing whatever's going on. You know what I'm saying?
It's what they did with Psycho. It's what they did with the original Halloween movie. I mean, you may see the knife or hear the chainsaw, but you don't see any violence as far as you know, people being cut apart. I mean, yeah, you see a girl getting picked up and put on a hook, but do you see it? No, you don't see it. Yeah, you just see someone getting placed.
You do like this, a place it cuts, now you're in front. You know what I'm saying? Like, so in your mind, she's on this hook, but you ain't really see the skin going. There's no Terrifier. You can see the skin going to the hook. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Very, very clever filmmaking. And I will say some of these 4K does stand up. Like Fright Night, I look at the practical effects, like, oh, that shit look good. That shit still look good. Some of the shit like the Warlock, cartoonish smoke and stuff. Real artists drew that, so I give them, respect. You know what I'm saying, with the smoke and all that. But it looked kind of silly now. But yeah,
we got a couple of little digital effects too. I don't even know what you call them. I guess they're CGI, right? In this Warlock movie, with the tornado. Remember the tornado?
Yeah, the tornado. Yeah, the tornado also, or his powers. That's like hand drawn. This is like, it's like.
Is that what it is? I was kind of wondering.
Yep. Like, so they making the smoke, whatever what he throwing. It's like somebody drew that, you know what I'm saying, and then comped it over whatever he was doing to match the scene. So like somebody have the scene, the empty plate or whatever, the clean plate, and then somebody will just draw frame by frame.
Also, when
all that stuff.
Also, when bootleg ass Braveheart, when he was over there vomiting, remember he stuck that thing in his mouth? He was vomiting all that orange stuff. He's like,
oh yeah,
bootleg Mel Gibson. Man,
bootleg Braveheart. Oh, that was great. Yes.
But this movie was not great, and I will say that I probably give it a 3 out of 5 if I'm being generous. But I did like it's weird because like. as much as I didn't like this, I think there was more cons for me than there was pros. I like the ending of the movie where Cassandra buried we forgot to mention too, she got a hex put on her where, people left and right were getting hexes put on them, by the way. We didn't even talk about that.
The old
like
heads.
The Amish man. Yeah. Like, when you look in the eyes of the Warlock, like he made the eyes bleed and, they were able to reverse it. Highlander was able to reverse it, by these cryptic ways too. Like, turn the keys, once daily, and all these like ways and methods to like reverse a spell, basically, right? Which I kind of thought was cool because it may sound stupid nowadays, but maybe back then that's what they believed, like not curing, but like reversing the spells could be like. There's always some kind of lore behind it. There has to be some kind of rules and things that you can do to undo things, right, in these movies. So
yeah, they were setting up the whole movie, so I thought that was cool too. Like how he turned her old and he had to get the bracelet back, for her to become young again. Yeah, so
and like every day she was aging like 20 years, and then but she was like 60 years old, and she's over there chasing him, and she's like, "Oh, my back." I'm like, "Bitch, you're only 60, you're not 80."
He was running slow as hell. I mean, you can run. Like, come on, hurry up. The train going slow as shit. You know what I'm saying? For like 2 minutes. Like she.
Another interesting thing. Yeah, another interesting thing is like when he put his footprint in the dirt, and then she stabbed it with a nail, and he felt it. I thought that was kind of cool too. It's kind of an effective practical effect, I don't know. Little things like that.
Yeah, there was still no blood too. Like you didn't need it on that one. You know what I'm saying? And you didn't need it because like we get it. Like he stepped in this. You put the rustic nail in there. It works. You know what I'm saying? It works. So the movie has some cool ideas to it. You know what I'm saying? I agree with you there. It definitely has some cool ideas. You know what I'm saying? And they paid attention to their lore. You know what I'm saying? Even sometimes some stuff didn't make sense. So like I agree with you too. I think the cons outweigh the pros, but still, it's a movie I seen on VHS. Like when I seen this movie, I seen the VHS cover, and I seen this. I seen that. So like, I gotta rent that, son. You know what I'm saying? It was in the back of the day, and we dubbed the shit out of it, and then we watched it a couple times. You know what I'm saying? And it was just one of these Warlocks, right? And like he was supposed to be like the cool new horror villain.
Gotcha. Like
Jason, Freddy, Candyman before then, but like he was just alright and shit. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't really like the new guy. And I don't think the new guy didn't come across. Well, Chucky came out that year, right? 88, first Child's Play, so he became the new thing. It was Chucky, and then Creep Up, and then Hellraiser, 88, 89 too. So that's 88 too. And then it wasn't until like 90.
That Child's Play, the darker one too. That Child's Play is a little before he got all like animated. Child's Play, and then of course Hellraiser. We're talking about some darker horror films that were coming out, and then Candyman was like early 90s, right? And that was super dark. I mean, we're talking about Clive. 90, we're talking about king of dark horror, which is Clive Barker. And all those, Wes Craven too. Coming with the dark horror movies and whatnot,
Yeah. I think about that time, Wes Craven was working on like Serpent in the Rainbow, like that zombie shit that's real. You know what I'm saying?
People Under the Stairs too.
Yeah, People Under the Stairs. That was like 89, 90. Yeah. So it was a tight little spot for horror. You know what I'm saying? And this little low budget one came through and was like, oh yeah, let me see what I can do. Let's see what the Warlock can do. And it spawned 3 sequels though. You know what I'm saying? 2 sequels.
Yeah. So, it did.
So I get respect to Warlock for that. You know what I'm saying? In a weird way. Yeah. So like, I feel you.
I did look it up since you talked about the sequels. He's only actually in the second one, and then the third one he's not a part of. So I guess
really?
They someone else reprised his role.
I thought he was on that cover when I was looking at him on Tubi. I thought that was him. No, maybe
it's a different guy. Yeah, I don't know the reasoning why. I got to look it up, but I accidentally. Before I get into it, the ending of this film was pretty cool to me. I wanted to get your thoughts on that. So she has the pages now because Warlock's dead, and she buries the pages in one place she knows he can't get it, is in the salt fields or whatever. Salt. That's an actual real place. I had to look it up. I didn't know that was real, but it's like an actual place where it's all like a salt desert, and she buried it deep in the salt lands, basically. And I mean, you would think technically you wouldn't be able to. I mean, I'm sure in the sequel, someone's going to come across it and dig it out. But I thought that was a kind of cool ending. What'd you think about that?
Yeah, I thought it was cool, and you know what I'm saying, I didn't have no problems with like I was like, what is she doing? You want to do it? Then the pants out is in a salt mine. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's smart. That makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Cool, like little ending, little nod. So yeah, I liked it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I just kept it playing through the credits or whatever, and then Tubi starts the next movie like in 10 seconds or whatever. So it started playing the second one. What is it, Warlock 2 Armageddon? And it had a cool intro. We might have to. I don't know if we might have to just bullshit talk it like on another future episode, but bro. They did something I've only seen in a few movies. They show someone getting pregnant in like 5 seconds. Like they just have you ever seen like a movie?
I think I remember that.
Where I
slightly remember that. Yep.
Yeah, the girl just her stomach starts expanding, and then the some kind of weird serpent, like alien creature, comes out of her. Her hoo-ha, and I'm like, man, it's too late for this. I got to turn this off. So
I slightly remember that. I remember slightly liking Warlock 2. I remember like that one was a little bit more darker, if I remember. Yeah, I vaguely remember it though, so I have to definitely watch it again. To be sure. But like that scene you're talking about, like, I kind of remember that. You know what I'm saying? You're just bringing it back.
Okay, cool. So what do you score this movie?
I'm about 2.8 with it. Like if you were 3, I can agree. I'm about 2.8 with it. Had clever stuff in it. Julian was dope in it. You know what I'm saying? Fake Hollander, overacting and whatever. The girl, she was cheesy. It was just like a cheesy frozen pizza movie back in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? That, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? They make a lot of mistakes, but like, I just think the writing was smart enough to not be completely ridiculous. So, I probably would never go back and watch it again.
Yeah. Because this would be like the second time you'd watch it, you said?
No, I used to watch it back in the day, you know what I'm saying, when I was a kid, because I didn't know any better. Like, okay, it's cool, Warlock. But it wasn't one I just went to. Like, shit, I got creep show over here. I'm not going back to just Warlock. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had Warlock. We watched it a couple times. It was cool. He was kind of that guy in Fangoria, you know what I'm saying? They had those magazines. But now looking back at it now, it's like, oh, man, this wasn't that great. So, yeah, I'm about a 2.8 with it, man. It's all right. It ain't the terrible thing, you know what I'm saying?
Well, thank you for keeping it real with me, because that's what I want to do, man. I always want to, either when people pass away and stuff like that, we're just judging the movie, we're judging the material. We're not trying to shit on people's legacy here. We're talking about the movie as a whole. But the reception for this movie is the film received mixed reviews, which I'm surprised. I thought a lot of people would shit on this movie, and this is weird. It was heavily compared to the Terminator.
Terminator.
I mean, just because of time travel? I mean, was there not a lot of movies doing time travel back then? In the I guess sci-fi horror genre?
Terminator and Warlock, I guess, right? Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Oh, yeah. It says, despite a variety of issues with the projection during his viewing, New York Times critic Vincent Canby praised the film as unexpectedly entertaining, having been concocted with comic imagination. I always got to use those big words, huh? People wrote it was modestly entertaining, low-budget fantasy adventure. So I think people kind of knew what they were getting themselves into. It says distraction enough if you're not into too demanding of a mood. On the flip side, Los Angeles critic Michael Wilmington claimed there was no wit or humanity or even any genuine horror.
You got a point. Yeah. You got a point. It was no genuine horror in this movie at all. I was not scared. I was not tickled to be scared one frame of this film. Nothing.
I was not either. I'll be honest. I was watching this that night too, and I was not afraid.
Yeah. My wife was looking at it like, "What are you watching?" And I'm like, "Oh, this is a movie. We watch it." She's like, "It looks stupid." Like, I don't know. It's 88.
That's what we do, man. That's what we do. We talk about some shitty movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but man, that's Warlock, 1989. I'm glad we were able to talk about it, and I was able to watch it for the first time, and it took me a couple of viewings, but I might really go back and watch the sequel just to see what it's about, especially since it, I believe, is the last one once again with Julian Sands in it.
Yeah,
and
I'm curious about that one too.
Yeah, I don't know really too much about his career. I just thought he died in a very tragic way. Too soon. I mean, 65 is still too soon, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Q. What do you got next up, man? Like, what as far as what are you watching this weekend, or what are you looking forward to? The new month, man. August. I heard a lot of movies are dropping this month.
Oh shoot! Okay, what I got coming up? Oh yeah, that's what I can't wait till you react to Talk to Me. I seen that one with that whole Ninja Turtles, fiasco. You know, you're right.
Did you finally watch Ninja Turtles though? Did you finally watch it?
No. I'm gonna see it Saturday. Hopefully, the kids will want to go because they don't care about Ninja Turtles. Like back in I'm a little older than you, so like Ninja Turtles were everything. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
karate, ninjas, mutant. Like my kids don't give a damn about some turtles, bro. Like you know what I'm saying?
Even with the animation and all that shit.
No, man, they don't care, bro. Even my wife said that's like old people stuff. They're like that's stuff for your generation. You know what I'm saying? Those turtles. You know what I'm saying? The stuff you grew up with, that you care about, but like these kids don't care about it like that. You know, she don't think it's going to make a lot of money, but it is projected to do very well. So I will say that. And I hear the movie's excellent. So yeah, I'm going to try to get the family to watch Ninja Turtles on Saturday. Tomorrow's Friday. So maybe Saturday morning. If I get like Saturday morning cartoon thing, if they're with it, but sometimes they just don't be with it. But I want to force them to, do stuff that they want to do. So hopefully they'll see Turtles with me on Saturday. If not, you'll see me with a out of theater reaction by myself.
I was about to ask that. Now, if people don't know, I'll put all your stuff down below as far as your links. You do a lot of out of theater reactions, which I really do love. I watch them all the time.
Oh, thanks.
Are you going to do some with your family or with your girl or?
Yeah. Sometimes I do them with my girl. It's some on my channel with my girl. Like I think we seen The Blackening together, and she was there. And she comes to the special screens with me. But like it's what I'm saying, I'm the biggest movie lover in the house. So like I got to sneak out and do the movie thing. You know what I'm saying? I do it and let them do the thing. So like I'm always down to shoot with them if they want to. Sometimes they don't want to be on camera. So like you know how that go.
Right.
So yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But other than that, I got coming up. I gotta start tomorrow. I'm gonna start shooting. This is gonna be a fun one. My reaction to the tuna guy on my strange addiction.
My tuna guy. Oh yeah, you were telling me that you're getting into. Is that like a new season or is this like some old
it's a new
stuff?
season. Yeah, no, it's brand new season. A new one just came out today where these people drinking their urine. Like addicted to just drinking their own urine and shit.
Oh,
so yeah,
God,
it'd be crazy. Yeah,
bro. If you're
I haven't seen that one yet.
If you're not stranded in the jungle or some shit, why the fuck are you doing that? I don't get it.
No, man. I don't know. That's just can't be safe, right? I don't know. I don't know the nutritional value.
Honestly, I've heard they say it's very sanitary for some reason, but I'm sure it tastes awful.
Yeah, maybe with ice. I don't know.
on the rocks with the little Warlock potion.
Yeah. I had the piss on the ice.
Yeah. What's that, Dave Chappelle? The you drink Chris, I said piss.
I said piss.
Remember that the R. Kelly skit?
Yeah, I just watched that the other day. Yeah. I love that one.
Classic, bro.
I'm gonna piss on it.
Well, that's it for this episode, man. Warlock 1989. Once again, guys, I'll leave all the links for our social medias down in the description below. I'm David from Flix Talk, and this is Q Reviews, man. We are out. Peace,
y'all.
I'm just warming up, you pathetic worm! Why won't you die? No! Game over.